Hi, this is Jane Johnson, founder and father of One United Body. And I wanted to talk to you very briefly about a vision I had, an encounter about how to build the universal house of God. And it was very exciting. It was very clear. I remember it. I'm going to share it to you without notes because it was so vivid. And it went beyond the stages I had seen. And it's important for all leaders, but also those in houses, on how to work together and even go beyond what you're doing in houses. So please share this around with whoever. Comment, let us know if you've seen it, what you feel. We're keen to connect with more leaders, more apostles. We have an apostles general chat on Telegram as well that you can talk. It's not owned by us. You could just come and share, and you don't have to follow our way of doing things. So basically what I saw was this corridor with lots of rooms coming off it. Oh yeah, before that there was actually a multitude of sons of God that were birthed, had grew up really quickly by me breathing on them, and went from infants to adults very, very quickly. And then we sent them out, and they went into different houses. But then it flipped to this corridor, and we had to call these people into this corridor. And the corridor, they could go into these different rooms which was the different houses, and get different material, different revelation, putting the pieces of the jigsaw together. And what they were doing, it was important to join a house, but it wasn't important to exclusively join a house and not do anything else, or just take bits from each house and leave it at that. This was almost like a third stage where the people came out of the doors, and in the corridor, they were to build the universal house of God. And what this meant was this house wasn't owned by anybody. And it had such creativity in it because people were doing things with different personalities and different ways they'd learned from God. There wasn't one saying, no, we must do it this way. These are the rules of our denomination. Each was bringing that creativity. Each was bringing that ownership because they all owned it. It wasn't under a leader. It wasn't under a house. It was one house. It was very, very exciting. But what was the interesting point was that the house was built out of like a paper material, not a not stone. And what I saw, the interpretation of that was that we weren't to replicate the old buildings, even renting a building, causing that immense burden to the people, causing the leaders to be stuck in one place or to feel that pressure, and to divert resources to a building. It was flexible. This place could be moved to where it was needed. And I saw like these sort of, as kids, we used to make these like bird shapes out of paper and origami. And I saw like these fluttering away, indicating that the universal house of God was going to go where it was needed, where it was being built all over the world, and in different contexts of groupings of people. I mean, obviously, we can't relate to every single person, but we can relate to different groupings. Yeah, that was about it, really. So the key point is to bring your resources out of the house and work together building this house that's owned by everybody. And how do you do that? Well, you start networking. You resist anyone sort of saying, this is my network. You must operate under these principles. You can begin networking with anyone. You don't need the permission of a network leader to begin networking with others. It is more of a net than it is a hierarchical structure. And if it's a net, then it doesn't have a leader over the top of it, saying who can network with who and excluding others. Now, there's pros and cons with that. You have to vet your own people. You may not get on with other people, and there may be some hurt, but that's on you, is to grow as maturity, not a leader to over-shepherd you, particularly when you're operating in leadership and apostolic level. So we've got chats to try and connect people. Please join, or set up your own chats with your own, groups of people to connect other people, invite around on Facebook. There are so many ways we can do it now that we couldn't in the past. We were reliant on church structures to communicate news. I do believe it's from God that we've got these new structures. And bless you all in the formation of the one universal house of God, because I think this is what is really on God's heart. It's God's blueprint. It is the next stage beyond the 12 tribes. And what I saw was that we hadn't really operated that well working together as 12 tribes. And this was kind of God's blueprint to supersede that, because it wasn't working that well. And as extreme forerunner, this might be a shock to you, might take you a while to sow that seed and water it, but consider it and water it, because I am an extreme forerunner, and I may have seen this maybe a few years ahead of time. But water it. Let's bring this forth quickly. Let's not delay. And bless you as we walk together. Oh, and the key thing as well was that we got on one page regarding doctrine, but allow different creativity in the way that we express intimacy and relationship with God. Those are the key things. My heart is to see that we come on one page with doctrine. There's still a lot of differences, and I think that only comes with dialogue and people hearing different sides and slightly modifying, laying down. Maybe they've over-exaggerated certain things. When they look at it, that's a bit of an extreme statement. Bless you guys. I'll speak to you soon. And please click the subscribe button if you're not getting our Facebook Lives regularly. And share this recording.